Hello everybody, welcome to Totally Tabled. My name is Shaggy, and today I'm doing a full solo playthrough of The Walking Dead Surrounded. This is another 18-card wallet game from Button Shy Games, this time by designer Jason Tagmeyer. Setup is super simple. You just take the 18 cards and shuffle them and place them on their location side. We're going to be playing with scenarios, which is optional. And to figure out what scenario you're playing, you just look at the number on the card on the top of the deck. That is number 12, Country Road, which means we're going to be playing Splintered Factions. We're going to be attempting this on expert difficulty, which means we're going to need to have at least 6 locations that have a surviving leader at the end of the game. If you were doing it on standard, you'd only need 4 locations, and on hard, you need 5. Now that'll make sense once we start playing, so let's just go ahead and dive right in, and I'll teach the game as I go, just like I always do. So at the very start of the game, we're going to place the top card, this location, into play. And then we're going to flip over the next card to its occupant side. In red, you can see we have a walker. And we're going to need to place that walker so it's adjacent to the location that just came out. If there were multiple walkers on the card, we could choose where to place it. We also have a leader on this card, as well as 2 survivors. And one of them even has a special ability that we can trigger when they become adjacent to a location. Now we can begin playing by either placing this top card as a location out onto the board, or by flipping it over to its occupant side and placing that occupant card next to a location that's already on the board. Trick is you have to decide which one you want to do before you flip that card. I think I'll go ahead and I'll just place this as a location. So when you do that, you take the top card, and now I can place it anywhere adjacent to this occupant card. I cannot place 2 locations adjacent to each other. So we're going to be kind of making a checkered board pattern here with locations and occupants. I'm going to place this right here, adjacent to this survivor. You can see the card actually has a survivor on it also. We want to try to keep these survivors safe away from the walkers because they're going to score us a victory point at the end of the game. Now, every time you place out a location, you then have to take the next card, flip it to its occupant side, and then place a walker next to the location. And unfortunately, I can only do it like that. That's pretty bad because we can see here, this is actually 2 walkers on this side because of the 2 X's. But not to worry, after placing these cards, I can then activate 1 special ability from 1 survivor who just became adjacent to a location. And so that would be this guy right here who has the special ability of move. This will let me move any occupant card to another location around the same location that it's on. I can't move it to a different location. And also you have to make sure that you keep the grid intact. So I couldn't move this, say, over to here, because then these 2 are not adjacent to each other. What I want to do is move this one up here, right over to there. That worked out great. These walkers are now over here, not next to any location that we care about. And this location now has 3 survivors completely safe. The country road is still a little bit messed up, so we'll see if we can fix that before the end. It now looks like we have Survivor Camp, and it has a little special ability on it. It says, if there are no leaders placed here, promote a survivor to a leader. Ooh, that's actually pretty helpful for us because we want to have locations with leaders. That's our goal that we have to meet for this scenario. So let's place this as a location. I guess we'll place it right here. We then have to flip over the next card. There's only one place that I can put this, and that's right there, because you have to place a walker adjacent. I think at this point I'd like to play this next card. I think I'm going to play this as an occupant card. When you play a card for its location, that's called exploring. So I'm going to do the other thing, which is occupying. So we're going to flip this card to its occupant side, And now I can place this adjacent to any of the locations, however I want. I'm going to place this right here. And when you do that, you don't have to play any other cards. And I can now play a special ability. This guy just became adjacent to this location with another move action. And I want to move these guys over here. This worked out great because now she is a leader and she is now leading this huge group of survivors here at the suburbs. That's going to be worth a ton of points because a leader at the end of the game scores 1 point plus 1 point for every survivor at the location. And then in addition, each survivor is worth a point. So this is now a 9-point location. That's huge. And because of the survivor camp special ability, we have a leader here as well. So that makes 2. And we have a leader here if we place a location there. And then we have a leader here where we could place a location there. So we're well on our way to achieving this goal. Okay, now we have the playground. It says leaders lose their leadership here and become survivors. Okay, so this is bad for us in a sense. But if you look in that upper right-hand corner, what that is saying is that if we fully surround this card, then that's going to give us an extra 3 points at the end of the game. Similarly, if we surround the country road, that will give us 1 extra point. So I don't want to place it here or here, but I could place it right here. I could also just flip it over for its occupant side. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll flip it. Okay, that works. That works. I'm tempted to place this up here like that. Now I could place it here and use the special ability of burn. And what burn lets you do is to take any card that's out here on the map and return it either to the bottom or the top of the deck. Yeah, I'm not sure I have a desire to do that right now. So let's just go here with this. That seems fine. And now we have this gas station. I think I'll go ahead and just play that one out. And probably just put it right... maybe I'll put it here. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put it there. So then we have to take the next one, flip it, and didn't get lucky. We can place it right here. If for some reason you are unable to place a walker next to the location that you just played, you can then place that card wherever you want, which of course that would be ideal. Right now, we're sort of in a bad state. Would really prefer for that to get moved or perhaps burned. So we always have that option. So here we have the police station. It says any human on the right edge of this location becomes a walker. And you can see there's sort of a red streak there along the right edge. So placing this maybe over here would be ideal. We could also just flip it and do an occupy action instead. Running out of places to sort of place these. We kind of need some more locations. So maybe I will put this over here. And we'll flip that. Okay, and perfect. This is exactly what we were hoping for. We cannot place this for this walker to be adjacent to the location we just played. So now I can place this wherever I want. So I could just place it right here. And that's not bad, you know, because then we have a leader here and we have 3 survivors. Yeah, I don't mind that. I think we will do that. Okay, so now we have this situation here. You can see there's a walker on top of this location. So anytime the top card of the deck, unless it's the last card remaining in the deck, but any other time, if there's a walker on top, you have to play it for its location. You have to explore. And this one has the really bad ability here of -3 points if this location is overrun. Overrun means that there's more walkers there than survivors. So we wouldn't want to place it here necessarily. That would be bad. Could place it up here and just burn it. That would be another way to do that. Or I could place it here and burn that and get rid of that. Tricky choice here. Or I could hope to get lucky and just place it here. Nah, I don't like that idea. I think I'm going to do something maybe a little silly. I'm going to place this right here. It's going to give me that look ability. But it's also going to let me flip this. And yes, this is what I was hoping. I can't place the walker next to it, so I can place this anywhere. And I could place it right here, but then I wouldn't be able to burn that. What would I like to burn? Or I could just place it like down here or something. But then this burn is way out of the way. Okay, I have an idea. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to place this right here. And then instead of using the look, I'm going to use the burn. I can't do both of them, so I have to pick one. I'm going to use the burn, and I'm going to burn this. We're going to flip it over. Yeah, I think I'll put this back on top of the deck. And then I'll play it out, exploring as a location. Up there. I'll have to flip. Ah, shoot. Can put that there. That's a shame. Now let's see here. We have a few more cards left. We're not allowed to peek at this deck. So maybe I shouldn't have even known that. Let's see here. We have Abandoned Town. If placed adjacent to a walker, do not spawn more walkers. Ooh, okay. I think I'm going to take advantage of that. Because I'm going to play this right here. So I placed it next to a walker so I don't have to spawn more walkers. And now I can use that burn ability. And I think I want to burn this. Now the question is, do I put it on the top or the bottom? And I might just go ahead and put this on top. And then I'm going to occupy with it. So we'll flip it. Just place it right there. Now that leader is safe. These two survivors will get killed by those two walkers. The leader will survive. And so that will be one of my leaders at a location for my scenario here for these goals. The other thing that did was that kept this location from being overrun, I think, because there's two walkers and two survivors. So I think that doesn't count as overrun. I think it's only if there's more walkers. I'll have to check that. Now, if we could fit something in here that worked, that wouldn't be so bad. Now, the problem here is we need another survivor at the country road to protect that leader there. This leader still doesn't have anybody. This leader's good. So it's one. This leader also needs some help. So we're in a little bit of trouble. Oh, we have a leader here. That's two. They're okay. That's three. And they're okay. That's four. Okay, so we have lots of leaders here. I think with that in mind, I will flip this and we will occupy with this card. Okay, I mean, I think this is a great place for that. Oh, we don't need a leader here, though, because of the survivor camp. One of these survivors will count as a leader. So we could place this here, but oh, that already has a leader. And that's another thing I haven't mentioned. If there's two leaders left at a location, then the leaders kill each other. So you only want one leader at a location. But actually, if we did this, this walker would kill one of those leaders and there'd only be one leader left. So that might be an option. Or just come down here. And then we can protect that leader. Yeah, let's do that. And now there's one card left. And so even though this is that edge case that I was talking about, even though there is a walker on there, which normally would mean we'd have to play it as a location, no, if it's the last card, you have to play your last card as an occupant. So we got to flip that and play it. And, well, that works. We'll just play it right here. There we go. We're all done. Now we can just score it up. Here at the Abandoned Town, we have one leader and one survivor and 0 walkers. So the survivor's giving us a point, And the leader is giving us a point for themselves and 1 additional point for every other survivor there. So the leader's worth 2 plus 1, that's 3 points and a leader. Here at Hilltop, slightly different story. We have 2 walkers, 2 survivors, and a leader. The 2 walkers and the 2 survivors kill each other, so they sort of cancel each other out, and all that's left there is a leader who's giving us 1 point. Here at the Country Road, similar story. 1 walker, 1 survivor, 1 leader. They cancel each other out. 1 point for the leader. Now here at the Estates, again, 2 walkers, 2 survivors. Cancel each other out. That's going to be 0 points, and I don't believe that that counts as being overrun. Pretty sure I'm correct about that. So that's just going to be 0 points. And also notice that both this location and this location would have given us 1 point each if we had managed to surround it, but we didn't. We left that empty, so we miss out on those points. Okay, now we come down here to the suburbs, and this is where we really cash in. 0 walkers, 3 survivors, and a leader. So that leader is actually worth 4 points, 5, 6, 7. Huge score for the suburbs. Police station, also really great. We got 2 survivors and a leader, no walkers. So that's 3, 4, 5 points. And that's our 5th leader. We are killing it with the leaders. And here we go. And it continues with the survivor camp because that special ability, one of these 2 survivors gets to be a leader. No walkers. That's 3 points. And our 6th leader. Boom. That means we have hit expert level. And for good measure, 1 survivor, 1 walker, 1 leader, only leader survives, 1 point. And what you didn't see is that if there's ever more walkers than survivors at a location, each additional walker that's overrun the location costs you -1 point. But we didn't have a single overrun in the entire map. That's amazing. And what's also amazing is that our final score is 21 points and 7 leaders. So not only did we crush the scenario, but we also got the highest score level. It says, "You're a born leader. Congratulations." That's easily the best game of this that I've played to date. Now there's 18 other scenarios that you can choose from. You know, you can do them randomly, or you can pick the starting card that you want to, if you want to play a specific scenario. Each one changes up the gameplay a little bit in fun and interesting ways. And there's an expansion, Under Siege, that adds even more scenarios and more cards with different effects. But there you go, that's going to do it for me. That was The Walking Dead Surrounded. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.